We're going to have a lesson on using a new piece of punctuation that is really good for use in creative writing when you're writing your stories or any type of writing you do for writing workshop, and it's called the dash. Raise your hand if you've heard of a dash. Everybody's heard of a dash. The dash is used for emphasis. It's a straight line in the middle here of the word, and it emphasizes what's coming after it. So in my example sentence, after waking up at midnight, every little sound, dash, even the ticking of my clock, dash, made me think someone was in the house. So I'm emphasizing that even that little sound of the ticking of the clock is scaring me and making me think, oh my gosh. Examples from books where the author has used the dash. And let's talk about what's being emphasized in the sentence that they used. Okay, so the first one is from If I Stay. Anybody read If I Stay? Oh my gosh. Awesome book. Awesome book. Okay. So let's look at this first paragraph here. I need everyone looking up here with me and following along as I'm reading out loud. Everyone thinks it was because of the snow, and in a way, I suppose that's true. I wake up this morning to a thin blanket of white covering our front lawn. It isn't even an inch, but in this part of Oregon, a slight dusting brings everything to a standstill as the one snowplow in the county gets busy clearing the roads. It is wet water that drops from the sky, and drops, not the frozen kind. What's being emphasized there? The dropping of the what, right? The water. Is it frozen? No. It is wet water that drops from the sky and drops, not the frozen kind. If you took that out, if you took out this part, could you still say it was wet water that drops from the sky and not the frozen kind? You could, right? But by adding the dash and putting in those words, you're emphasizing what it is that they're saying. Okay, let's look at another example. This is from School of the Dead. Yes, sir?
Can't you use a comma?
Okay, great question. You can use a comma, and when you use the comma, we typically call that an appositive, where something is set off by commas. The dash is more... Let's start with this paragraph right here. It all began during a family Christmas gathering. After the big dinner, with people hanging around not doing much, I noticed Uncle Charlie, as usual, sitting off by himself. Except he was staring at me. I had no idea why, and then I realized he was beckoning me over. Puzzled, we rarely talked, I went up to him. Okay, what's being emphasized there?
That he does that this person does not know why Uncle Charlie is going to talk to him, so it's the character.
Not an example. Okay. Do you get it? Does it kind of make sense? So we're going to use this dash, we're going to be playing around with it, and we're going to think about it as a way to emphasize what comes after it. What I have here is a paper from The Compound. I know several of you read The Compound.
I love The Compound.
I've already highlighted 3 sentences on this paper, okay? What I want you to do is just hang on to it as soon as you get it, and then we're going to do something with it. You can read the 3 sentences if you want to, but just hang on to it. There's some for y'all behind you. We're going to do something easy, obviously, to identify the dash when you're reading because you see it. It's that straight line of punctuation. Before we start playing around with it, I want to model for you how to change sentences that are already written into sentences using the dash. So I'm going to look with you first on page 19. If you'll look at page 19 at the first sentence. And I'm going to model, which means I want you to listen and look without commenting. And you're going to write down what I write down on my paper. Okay, so the sentence originally says, let's back up just a little bit. Eddie's daily ration of Jack Link's beef jerky, which he couldn't live without, fresh mangoes, and guava juice. I'm sorry, let's back up. That wasn't a complete sentence. She spread a dolphin print beach towel on the grass before laying out an appetizing buffet of Spam and rice, leftover Kahlua pork, Eddie's daily ration of Jack Link's beef jerky, which he couldn't live without, fresh mangoes, and guava juice. Okay, So then it says, for dessert, a small cooler held my favorite strawberry mochi ice cream balls. If I want to rewrite that and add a dash, here is one way that I could do it. A small cooler held my favorite dessert. Dash, mochi, ice cream balls. And I'd like for you to write that down. Listen carefully. With a partner, in your notebooks, what I want you to do is practice writing some random sentences with dashes. If you would like to, you can open up your book, your novel that you're currently reading, just like what I did with these, and look for some sentences that don't have dashes and rewrite those sentences. If you want to come up with some original sentences with your partner, you can do that too. So, with your partner, in your notebooks, each one of you are going to be writing sentences, working together, using dashes, just playing around with them. There's no right or wrong in this. We're just practicing. Yes, sir?
Can I read Papa?
Can you do what?
Can I read?
Sure. Yeah, if you want to read one of these, absolutely.